appreciate the first clause A relief which has been sought therein.
जी
To direct the respondent number 4 and 5 to issue the movement order to the applicant to report to his unit in the interest of justice.
जी
Here in this petition, he has been challenging the attachment order. So the relief which has been sought before the tribunal, it is a consequential order. So the first,
नहीं 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 प्लीज जस्ट लेट अस अंडरस्टैंड फर्स्ट
yes,
ठीक है
he is seeking the movement order
हाँ
because he has already been attached because of the departmental proceeding has been initiated
he
against
has been
him.
attached to you RTU
Yes,
वेयर इज तो आप ब्रीफ करिए आप पीछे से खड़े होकर मत बताइए
yes.
योर काउंसिल शुड बी प्रॉपर्ली ब्रीफ्ड इफ योर काउंसिल इज नॉट प्रॉपर्ली ब्रीफ्ड देन आई विल नॉट हियर यू
RTO will also be returned
काउंसिल
to
को पहले ब्रीफ करते हैं नहीं करते हैं कहाँ अटैचमेट हुआ है इनका
in Jabal.
Jabalpur
नहीं,
itself.
आपसे नहीं पूछ रहे मैडम वकील साहब को बताइए नहीं तो यू रिमूव हिम यू आर्ग्यू आई विल परमिट यू टू आर्ग्यू एंड आई विल से दैट आपका शुभ नाम लिख के दैट यू हैव डिस्चार्ज योर काउंसिल यू विल आर्ग्यू द मैटर आई विल परमिट यू टू आर्ग्यू दिस मैटर देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लम ऑफिसर इंचार्ज कैन ऑलवेज आर्ग्यू अ मैटर बट योर काउंसिल शुड बी प्रॉपर्ली ब्रीफ्ड यहाँ ऐसा नहीं है कि उठ के आए और फाइल यहीं खोली और यहीं शुरू हो गए then I'll have to observe certain things about the conduct because that amounts to wastage of the court's time. Where is that order?
attachment order also.
I don't know. You're
Yes.
referring to clause A
It
of
is-
the relief sought.
It is there at page 15 in the original writ petition also.
Annexure
P1,
P1.
page 15.
You are Mr. Mukesh Shrivastava.
Yes, Lord.
Huh.
The forwarding officer are hereby attached to the units mentioned against each for further disciplinary proceedings under the provision of Army Instructions 30/86 with immediate effect till finalization of the discharge case, disciplinary case pending against them.
जी 107 GL sector type B 12 Corps Southern Command to GRC headquarters Madhya Bharat area. जी
So he has been attached at Jabalpur itself,
एक second.
in MB area JSC also.
P1.
Now what is my
Just
respectful
a minute,
submission?
just a minute.
Yes,
Annexure P1 dated 6th April 2023. Petitioner attached to GRC/HQ Madhya Bharat area. जी. Then now come to your this thing.
now I'll also
Page
mechanically
90.
appreciate the relief which has been sought before the tribunal.
Yes.
What he has been seeking in clause 8 relief
जी.
to direct the respondent number 4 to 5 to issue movement order to the applicant to report to his unit in the interest of justice.
जी.
So what he's been seeking that he should be sent back to the unit wherefrom he has been attached to at Jabalpur itself.
जी. This petition was filed on which date?
Is in OA lordship.
जी.
Original application which has been filed before the
नहीं, ठीक
AFT.
है. This is dated 9/9/23.
Yes, lordship. 99.
Way is 9/9/23.
Yes.
Now,
Now I'll also
where-
mechanically appreciate.
just a minute, just a minute. Where is the reference to the order dated this 6th April 23? When did he join in pursuance to the order dated 6th April 23? That is annexure P1.
Lordship he joined.
विक्रम जी आपकी तैयारी आजकल क्या है पढ़ नहीं पाते क्या टाइम नहीं
it's,
मिलता
it's not that.
ज्यादा
lordship,
केस हो गए हैं
No, it's not that.
तो फिर
lordship.
पढ़ते क्यों नहीं है आप
It's not that lordship because that date of joining is not
अरे
been there
भाई,
because it has not been the
you
issue
should
in
you
this
should have
petition.
you should have been prepared आपकी मैडम ने 2 बार टाइम लिया सिनॉप्सिस बनाने के लिए
Joining का period. 6/4/2023 lords.
6/4 को तो he was directed to be attached
Yes.
then he joined on the same date
Within a week's time, he moved.
when did he moved I'm asking you the date when he moved
The lordship, according to the rules, the moment we get a movement order, we have certain days to join from the said location, get there.
he joined he obeyed this order
He came here, yes.
now you reply my queries your lawyer is not prepared you answer it then this attachment annexure P1 was for a particular purpose attached to units mentioned against each for further disciplinary proceedings under the provisions of Army Instructions 30/1986 with immediate effect till finalization of disciplinary case. When was the disciplinary case finalized?
Your Lordship, if I may submit a few things before you to appreciate the sequence of
जी
event
जी
properly.
बताइए.
Your
आप
Lordship,
बैठिए विक्रम साहब, आप बैठिए.
Yes, yes.
जी बैठ जाइए.
Your Lordship, in army, when some disciplinary proceedings are ordered, that is done after a fact-finding investigation into the subject.
Right.
So whenever we get the knowledge that something has happened which may amount to an offense, we ordered something called a court of inquiry, which is akin to a police investigation, roughly, and it is a fact-finding body. After that investigation completes, that goes to the convening authority who gives a direction on after examining whether prima facie something has emerged during that investigation.
Right.
So in this particular case, I mean, I'll get to the particular case later. I'll just explain the sequence of event. So once that direction comes, it will say that so-and-so has been found blameworthy for this prima facie, and accordingly, disciplinary proceeding be initiated against him.
Right.
Now, once that happens, that disciplinary proceeding comes in various stages, Your Lordship.
Right.
So it starts with something called a hearing of charge, which is Army Rule 22, Your Lordship.
Army Rule 22.
Yes, Your Lordship.
Just a minute.
So, Your Lordship, Army Rule 22, it is at this stage, we have taken note of the court of inquiry, and we've given them certain preliminary, this is a pre-trial stage, basically. So, the commanding officer sees whatever prima facie evidence has come in the court of inquiry, and then if it is a case worthy of being tried by court martial at a later stage, then it is mandatory for the commanding officer to order reduction of the summary of evidence, which is the following rule, Your Lordship, Army Rule 23.
जी.
Now, Army Rule 23, when the summary of evidence is recorded in writing, then that summary of evidence is processed to the convening authority, who will examine that evidence and then come to the conclusion whether or not a case has to be tried by a court martial or not.
Right.
So I'll just read out, Your Lordship, Army Rule 23, if you may please see. Your Lordship, it says procedure for taking down summary of evidence, that where the case is adjourned for the purpose of having the evidence reduced to writing.
Waiting लिखा हुआ है.
Sir, वो typographical error
पर
probably.
भी कोर्ट मार्शल चलता है क्या? चलिए.
In writing, the adjourned hearing of evidence of the witness who were present and gave evidence before the commanding officer, whether against or for the accused, or any other persons whose evidence appears to be relevant, will be taken down in writing. Then, Your Lordship, if you could just come to, so it just lays down the procedure that we'll give a caution to the accused and so on and so forth. When this summary of evidence completes, then the following rules talks about remand of the accused for trial.
जी.
So what I'm trying to apprise to the court here today is that this stage has not even been reached. The particular petitioner
So is there any time limit to?
Yes, Your
to
Lordship, that is what, sir, Your Lordship, if I can walk you to Army Act Section 122.
Yes.
122 Army Act, that's on page 33 of the Bear Act. It says that except as provided by subsection 2, no trial by court martial of any person subject to this act for any offense shall be commenced after an expiration of period of 3 years. So what I'm trying to explain here is that from the starting date, that is once the direction of the convening authority has.
No,
Yes.
sorry. 122 says that the day on which an act of delinquency was committed, then the limitation will start from that date of commission of the delinquency, and then there are certain circumstances given, that is A, on the date of the offense,
Yes, Your
or
Lordship.
where the commission of the offense was brought to the knowledge of the authority on a particular date, then that will be the starting date.
Yes, Your
Now
Lordship.
you are required to point out
Yes,
as
Your
to
Lordship.
on which date his act of delinquency was brought to your
Ye-
notice.
Yes, Your Lordship. That's what I'm trying to explain, Your Lordship. In Army Rule 120, Army Act 122, in provision 1B, it talks about two situations. The first part of it is, my argument is that we are not affected by the first part of the clause B, which basically says where the commission of the offense was not known to the person aggrieved by the offense. What we are saying is that when, see, I have quoted one Supreme Court judgment, Your Lordship, in
We'll
the
come to that
synopsis.
later on.
Yes.
Judgment
So-
comes later on.
Of
First
course.
facts.
Okay, I will explain, sir.
Don't try to behave like a lawyer.
No,
कि
sir.
judgment bombard कर दिया, facts का कोई पता ही नहीं है.
No, no, sir. I'll tell you the facts, sir.
जी.
So when the surprise check was done, then we did a
When
court
was
of
it done? When was it done?
Your Lordship, in the synopsis, if you may please see.
Where is the synopsis?
Your Lordship, I've filed a synopsis further to the directions of the court.
जी.
Your Lordship, the surprise check was
एक
done.
synopsis निकाल के दीजिएगा इसमें से फाइल में से. Synopsis निकाल के दीजिए. Yes.
Your Lordship, the surprise check was done on 29/01/2020.
29/1.
01/2020.
जी. Surprise check.
Yes, where we found that there was something amiss, based on which,
एक second.
yes,
Check was made. So that is the date of knowledge as per.
no, Your Lordship, no, I'll explain that, Your Lordship, I'll explain that, Your Lordship. So we figured that something is amiss, however, we neither know who all, how many people will be involved in that.
जी.
Accordingly, Your Lordship, we started the investigation on 21/08/2020.
जी. 20. When did you start the investigation?
The court of inquiry commenced on 21/08, serial number 4 of the synopsis, Your Lordship,
2020.
2020.
Court of inquiry initiated.
Yes, Your Lordship. That investigation got completed.
जी.
That got completed, Your Lordship, on 8/2/2023. Whereby, this is a serial number 5 of the synopsis, Your Lordship,
जी.
whereby the whole of court of inquiry proceedings were examined and the GOC, who Madhya Bharat area, he gave his direction against a total of 9 individuals. That various different lapses have emerged against total 9 individuals. So, Your Lordship, what I am trying to get at is that after this court of inquiry happens, now in reference of all these 9 people, separate proceedings will be initiated. And that is why summary of evidence was ordered. First the tradition.
Just a minute. Wait for a minute.
Your Lordship.
Yes.
So, Your Lordship, once the directions come of the GOC, that is 8 February 2023.
The
That
period of
is-
limitation will start from that.
Yes, Your Lordship, that is what I'm trying to explain on 122(1)(b. That is when the authority competent to initiate action came to the knowledge of the offense.
Right.
So, Your Lordship,
Where are the proceedings of the court of inquiry which were initiated on 21/8/2020?
Your Lordship, whereas in, Your Lordship, they have been examined
No,
in
no,
the,
no, no.
in the,
You say that court of inquiry, this surprise check was made on 29/1/2020.
yes,
Court of inquiry was started on 21/8/2020.
yes, Your Lordship.
There is lapse of about 7 months' time.
Your
Just a minute,
Lordship,
just a minute,
yes.
please. Then you say that for the first time on 8/2/23, Court of Investigation on completion came to know that who are the delinquent persons, right?
Yes, Your Lordship.
Now, what is the documentary evidence in support of this, that the date of discovery of the delinquent officer is 28/2/2023 and not 21/8/20? Where is the initiative? Where is the document which initiated the inquiry? Because that will
Yes.
prove one thing,
If-
that the inquiry was against certain unknown persons and that culminated into knowledge in terms of section 122 clause C. Because clause C says where it is not known by whom the offense was committed.
Yes,
The first day on which the identity of the offender is known. Now that is the crux of the matter. So we'll have to see that which is the date on which the identity of the offender came to your knowledge.
Your Lordship, if I may submit one thing. Your Lordship, if we are,
There is a direct question. Please give me.
I will.
Please,
Sir,
Give me,
Your Lordship, there is a direction on the issue.
please show me the order dated 21/8/2020, whereby the Court of Inquiry started investigation. It is started investigation against unknown persons or against certain known persons. That will be the starting point.
Yes, Your
Complete the requirements of section 122(1)(c).
Your Lordship, I just have one submission. Your Lordship, we have not dwelt in details of the facts for one reason.
No, sorry.
One reason.
No.
I will present it if the Honorable Court
I'm
orders.
asking you, you'll have to present it.
Of course, Your Lordship,
Where is
I
it?
will.
Where is
Sir,
it?
right now I don't have the.
Bring it. That
Yes,
don't
Your
waste time, bring it.
Yes, Your Lordship,
Bring
I
it.
will.
लिखिएगा. Shri Rakesh Singh, learned counsel for the petitioner, along with the petitioner, Lieutenant Colonel Mukesh Srivastava. Next. Miss Mohitma, Major Mohitma, Major Miss Mohitma, present on behalf of the Union of India. Next. As the level of assistance was not up to the mark from the Council for the Union of India, Major Mohitma was permitted to argue this matter. Next para. After raising a preliminary objection as to the maintainability of the present petition, and the Learned Counsel for the Union of India taking this court through the OA which was filed by the petitioner before the Armed Force Tribunal Regional Bench at Jabalpur, and drawing attention of this court to the prayer contained therein, namely, within inverted commas, small a bracket close, to direct the respondent number 4 and 5 to issue movement order to the applicant to report to his unit within bracket RTU bracket close in the interest of justice, full stop, inverted commas close. It is submitted that the petition is not maintainable. Next para. From this stage, Major Mohitma has taken over to explain that as per Annexure P1 dated 6th April 2023, there was an order of attachment issued by Deputy Director oblique DV-2 for Adjutant ADJUTANT, Adjutant General, asking attachment of the petitioner along with others from one petitioner along with others, whereby petitioner was attached from his present unit 107 GL SEC, S capital EC छोटा, type का T बड़ा, within inverted single inverted commas B oblique 12 Corps oblique Southern Command to GRC oblique HQ MB area, full stop. It is next para. It is an admitted fact that within the prescribed period, petitioner had reported for joining at GRC oblique HQ MB area, full stop. That is not in dispute. Next. Now the issue which is being raised is taking this court through Rule 22 and 23 of the Army Rules 1954. It is being emphasized that the Court of Inquiry is initiated in parts. First part is as given in Chapter 5, dealing with investigation of charges.
No, Your Lordship,
and
if I may
trial by-
clarify.
Please just a minute. Investigation of charges and trial by court-martial. Full stop. It is submitted that Rule 22 deals with hearing of charge, and it is something like preliminary investigation in a criminal case. Thereafter, stage of Rule 23, which deals with procedure for taking down the summary of evidence, is resorted to and thereafter, if the commanding officer is of the opinion that the accused is to be committed to the court-martial, then matter is committed to the court-martial. Next para. Reading from section 122 of the Army Act 1950, it is submitted that on 29/1/2020, surprise check was made, full stop. At that point of time, the disciplinary authority was not having knowledge as to who are the delinquents, full stop. Thereafter, on 21/8/2020, Court of Inquiry started investigation in terms of Rule 22. नहीं है Rule 22.
180, Your Lordship.
अच्छा ठीक है. In terms of Rule 180.
Rule 22 states comes once the court of inquiry is
ठीक.
completed, Your Lordship.
Under Rule 180, which deals with procedure when character of a person subject to the act is involved. Thereafter, investigation was completed on 8/2/23, and therefore it is submitted that for the first time identity of the delinquents was discovered on 8/2/23. Therefore, the period of limitation as given in section 122 will commence in terms of commence from 8/2/23, and therefore the case is liable to be dismissed. Next para. The issue is herein is that section 122 of the Army Act, 1950 reads as under within inverted commas 122 dot period of limitation for trial dot dash within bracket 1 bracket close, except as provided by subsection within bracket 2 bracket close comma, no trial by court martial of any person subject to this act for any offence shall be committed after the expiration of a period of 3 years, and such period shall commence comma dash. ये लिख लीजिएगा, ABC तीनों लिख लीजिएगा, इसका पेज 33 है. Next para. Thus, it is necessary to point out that when court of inquiry started, whether it was started against unknown persons. हाँ बोलिए.
There is one suppression, my lord.
हाँ हाँ.
Actually, after
नहीं,
the
इनका लिख लें, उसके बाद में आपका लिखते हैं ना, लिखते हैं. क्या लिखा? On 21/8/2020, then whether it was against some set of known persons or it was started against unknown persons, full stop. For that, the order initiating the court of inquiry on 21/8/2020 is necessary, which has not been brought on record by Miss Major Mohitma. Next, आप बोलिए अब.
my lord, I have also filed a synopsis where I have brought that suppression has been done.
हाँ बताइए.
After surprise check on 29 January 2020,
जी.
from 2nd March, my lord, a court of inquiry has been initiated by Lieutenant Colonel Pankaj Sharma,
2nd March.
presiding officer, 2nd March 2020.
2nd March 2020. Pankaj Sharma.
Lieutenant Colonel Pankaj Sharma.
Lieutenant Colonel Pankaj Sharma.
That was culminated on 14th August 2020.
14th August 2020.
And the same was forwarded to the office of headquarter 1 STC.
And was forwarded to the headquarter 1
STC.
STC. S for Shimla.
Signal Training Center.
अच्छा, STC. Yes.
White number TTR letter number
ये
109.
आपका एनेक्चर होगा ना?
My lord, IA number मैंने पेश किया है सर.
कौन सा है ये?
IA number is 177850, I think. My lord, that is
नहीं, 17778 है.
1778.
हाँ. देखते हैं.
Column number, my lord, page 5 onwards it starts.
देखते हैं.
Your Lordship, if I may just bring something to your notice.
Facts आ रहे कोई.
Of course.
I'm not deciding the case.
No, because he mentioned that I have suppressed this fact. That is why I just want to point out one thing.
You are not supposed to react to everything.
Of course.
Page 5 onwards, my lord, that I have mentioned a chart, my lord. Third, it deals with the surprising check. And fourth,
On 20 October took over as quartermaster from Lieutenant Colonel Pankaj Sharma.
yes.
but to be noted that primary appointment was of officer commanding training company. Petitioner had not attended quartermaster course also. ठीक है. 19th took over additional 6 appointments, relieved other officers of their appointment for leave. February 20. We are concerned with March 2020.
March 20 to August 20.
In March 20. On itna, the unit colonel for discrepancies in clothing store 1 TTR was convened on 2nd March and Lieutenant Colonel Pankaj Sharma was detailed as the presiding officer of the same. Himself was terminating the appointment of QM for me and now investigating the discrepancy himself. The colonel done by Lieutenant Colonel Pankaj Sharma was forwarded to HQ Itna by TTI. At this time, Commandant 1 STC, the convening authority, was aware of the offence. Colonel A.K. Sharma's statement in Colonel COI Commandant 1 STC page itna. Another C of I was convened and by Commandant 1 itna. ठीक है, तो your contention is that on at least on 14th August 2020
they have forwarded.
They knew that who are the delinquents.
Yes,
बस इतना ही है ना.
yes.
ठीक है, let them clarify.
Sir.
आ जाइए, बस इतना लिख लेते. क्या लिखा? वो तो हो गया. Next para. Shri Rakesh Singh submits that he has also enclosed a summary wide IA 177 synopsis wide IA 1778 बटे 2024. On page 5 of this synopsis, he has shown that on 2nd March 2020, Lieutenant Colonel Pankaj Sharma, from whom he had taken charge, started inquiry for the discrepancies in clothing store 1 TTR and Pankaj Sharma was detailed as the presiding officer of the same. Full stop. On 14th August 2020, CUI क्या होता है?
Court of inquiry.
Court of inquiry done by Lieutenant Colonel Pankaj Sharma was forwarded to HQ1 STC wide 1 TTR letter number. ये कौन है भाई? बाहर बात कर लीजिए बैठ के. बाहर चेयर्स है नहीं है? कॉरिडोर में चेयर्स है नहीं है? बाहर कॉरिडोर में चेयर्स है नहीं है? बाहर बैठ के बात करिए प्लीज. क्या लिखा? 1095/01/COI dated 14th August 2020 and at this time Commandant 1 STC, the convening authority, was aware of the offence and also the offenders. आप लोगों के बारे में नाम आ गए थे ना कि किस किसने गलती की है?
Your Lordship, at the level of
आपको
court of inquiry.
आपको दे रहे हैं, मौका देंगे आपको. कोई अभी कंक्लूड थोड़ा ना करना.
Yes, sir.
दिस इज देयर कंटेंशन.
Yes, Your Lordship.
दिस कोर्ट में तो आपका कोर्ट मार्शल चलेगा नहीं.
Yes, Your Lordship.
उनको भी कहने का मौका देंगे
Of
हम,
course.
और जो कहेंगे उसको आप रिबट करिएगा.
Yes, Your Lordship.
ठीक है. I require complete transparency in the matter.
Yes, Your Lordship.
क्या लिखा? Were known to the Commandant 1 STC, who was conducting preliminary inquiry at the behest of the superiors. Next para. In view of such facts, let copy of the order dated 2nd March 2020, by which
23.
Lieutenant Colonel Pankaj Sharma started inquiry and the inquiry report which was submitted by him on 14th August 2020, besides the communication dated 21/8/2020 and the complete file in which the matter was dealt, resulting in the findings of the court of inquiry which was slated to be completed on, which is stated to be completed on 8/2/2023, be brought on record to bring complete and correct facts on record, so to point out as to what will be the starting date for limitation in terms of provisions contained in section 122 within bracket 1 another bracket small c of the Army Act 1950. कब ले आएंगी आप ये
Your
कागज?
Lordship, can I seek one permission? Your Lordship, the 20th March 23 order, February 23 order, the directions of GOC. Your Lordship, because the trial has not commenced, the petitioner is not entitled to that copy in the scheme of that.
नहीं,
May I produce it in a sealed cover is what I would like to
हाँ, ठीक है,
ask.
maybe produce in sealed cover कर दीजिए, sealed cover, yes. ले आइए इसको.
So all the three orders, Your Lordship,
the-
I'll produce in sealed cover. If
cover.
10 days time, maybe please grant it to me.
जी, ठीक है. Miss Major Mohitma prays for and is granted 10 days time to do the needful. List this case on. 5th March 2020.